Hey, what is up, guys? Bluntcuts here. This is a Watcher of Realms video. This is my third and will be my final hero breakdown of the 3 new heroes that are being implemented into the game sometime in the next few weeks. They showed up on the test server about a week ago. We haven't received copies of them to actually test them, so we are limited in the information that we can provide, but we can make some assumptions here. And of course, I can share the details of their kit with you. I know that there have been some leaks that have gotten out. I don't know exactly where the differences might lie, but as far as I know, the form that these heroes are in right now is likely how they are going to be deployed on live servers. So let's talk about Faelin. And I think the first thing to notice here is she does have an Ajax attack range, meaning that the range just kind of broadened out in the cone in front of her, which is pretty interesting. She is an epic, by the way, if you didn't notice that. She is an epic. She is the only epic that is being released in this batch of heroes, but she does seem like an interesting one. Poison-based hero. I'm always kind of skeptical of that. The only place that I know that that would be good necessarily is Arbiter of Frost. But maybe they're going to release a poison hero that is pretty impactful for once. That would be nice to see. Her base HP is relatively low, but again, she is an epic, 8,709. It's not so prohibitively low that you couldn't, with HP percent substats, build up the HP to a respectable level in like the mid-20s or something like that, if you did so choose. Her attack, again, on the lower side, 3229, but again, she is an epic, so all of these stats are going to be lower than her legendary counterparts. Cost is relatively high at 21. And then if we look at the rest of her stats, 3.5 second attack interval, which is very much in line with, I believe that like Dahlia has a similar attack interval. There are mages that do have faster attack intervals, but not this one, apparently. Everything else here is pretty standard. Crit damage, all the rage regen stuff is pretty standard. So not much to write home about there. The main thing you want to take from this is that she does not have very high base attack and that her attack interval is 3.5 seconds. Let's go take a look at her skills. So, starting with her talent here, when inflicting poison on enemies, magic resist reduction will also be inflicted. So it is 20% magic resist reduction. Interesting. That is okay. It's not great. It's not awful, but we do have 30% magic resist reduction in the game right now on a single target hero, Lyra, a legendary, obviously. For an epic, very, very respectable. And I think for those that are lacking a hero that can provide magic resist reduction, this is going to be a nice substitute fill-in to help conquer content. So that is good to see. Her basic attack, it's a magic attack, deals 100% AoE damage to up to 5 enemy targets. Going to go up to 110% when fully skilled up. The ultimate is only 200 rage costs, which is awesome. Very, very cool. Clearly it's meant to be spammed. This might be the lowest rage cost ultimate in the game. It's close to it anyway. I know that like Wrath and Greed has a 300 rage cost ultimate, and that is incredibly low. I don't know if there's another one, at least on an epic or a legendary, that is at 200 or lower. But a couple things to note here. One, her initial rage is at 200, so she'll be able to use this as soon as she is dropped in. And since the magic resist reduction is tied to enemies having poison on it, this is really good because it does read, deals 100% damage 3 times in total to random enemies within a short time, inflicting 1 stack of poison with each hit. That short time is 2.4 seconds according to the tooltip. I'm not 100% sure exactly how this is going to function, right? It says deals 100% damage 3 times in total to random enemies. So is it just 3 single hits and each one is going to inflict a stack of poison, or is it 3 AoE hits? I don't know. We're going to have to test and find out. The hits of damage goes up by 2, so it's going to be 5 when fully skilled up, and the damage is going to go up to 140% when fully skilled up as well, so that is important to note. We'll get 5 total hits, so potentially 5 poisons thrown out, or maybe 5 waves of poisoning. We'll have to see exactly how it works. Spectral Rot is her one and only passive. When an enemy inflicted with poison by this hero dies, deals 150% AoE damage 1 time to up to 8 surrounding enemies. So that's cool. It's kind of similar to Aracha's skill, where the death of somebody who is poisoned does produce kind of an explosion. In this case, it's going to go up to 230% AoE damage when fully skilled up. So yeah, that's solid. I don't know that it's going to hit all that hard because her base attack is relatively low, but we'll have to wait and see how that manifests. Let's take a look at her awakenings here. The A1, the ultimate, has a 30% chance to instantly restore 50% rage upon use. So 3 out of every 10 times that you do use the ultimate, you'll basically get a half-cost ultimate as a result. Probably not reliable at a 30% rate, but it's essentially going to give you the opportunity to put out more poisons, which is what this hero seems to be all about. So sporadically, it's going to be really good, but I don't love the 30% chance. You know, it's going to be unreliable at the end of the day, and I do think if you're using her in any kind of auto run or anything like that, this is inevitably going to be the kind of skill that is going to tank an auto run and make you rerun it until you get a good seed and all that kind of stuff. The A2 is plus 5% attack. That sucks. It's too bad that it's not plus 200 attack, which is what you often see on epics. She only has 3,200 base attack. That means that 5% of that is going to be like, what, 160 or so flat attack. That's too bad, but you know, she needs all the attack she can get at that low base attack. The A3, the AoE damage from Spectral Rot inflicts slow on affected enemies. Cool. Very, very cool. We do like that. That Spectral Rot is the explosion that occurs when enemies that are poisoned do die. It's a 50% slow. It has a 2-second duration. Interesting. No complaints about that. Again, I think that's going to be limited by how quickly you can kill enemies, right? So if you're taking on a pack of a lot of small enemies, that's going to really help you out. If you're not, then you know this is going to be inconsistent and hard to control. So I don't know how great that really is, but again, she's an epic, so everything's got to be graded on a curve. The A4 is plus Rage Regen Auto. I hate this. That's awful. I hate the Rage Regen Awakenings. Even on a hero like her, where her rage cost is so low on the ultimate, it's just not all that great. The A5, when Spectral Rot is triggered, inflicts 1 extra stack of poison on affected enemies. That's cool. So the explosion happens. More poisons are spread. Up to 8 poisons essentially thrown out by this. Yeah, you gotta like that. You gotta like that. The problem is that poison just is not phenomenal in this game, or it hasn't been historically. Will this be the hero that turns that around? Maybe. I don't know. You know, we're gonna have to see. I don't know. Is there another AoE poison hero in the game aside from like a Racha, who I don't know if I would really consider her one. She's an epic, so my expectations will be low. But I imagine there is a specific piece of content that they did have in mind for this hero. I mean, just looking at her, I think you could potentially use her in Gear Raid 1 or something like that, potentially, to add magic resist reduction and lower the requirements to kind of beat that as a catch-up-esque champion to kind of help people progress in that content early on. But I don't really know where else you'd use her offhand. I mean, you could find places where it would be beneficial to reduce magic resist. Maybe in Arena or something like that for kind of lower-end Arena teams. It's certainly not going to make her way into the meta or anything like that. But, you know, interesting. Interesting kit. Probably my least favorite of the 3 heroes that are going to be released, but definitely kind of cool. I don't think I ever mentioned she is an esotericist, so she will fit in with that faction. I think the range is honestly kind of the coolest thing about her. She does have Ajax range with this kind of broadening cone, getting wider as it gets further away from her. So very, very cool that way. But in any case, guys, sound off in the comments. Let me know what you do think about Faelin. I am interested to get her, you know, because I want to complete my Pokédex, but I'm not pressed to get her. I'm more excited about the other heroes, but maybe I'm missing something. You let me know what you think about her. Sound off in the comments. Log on to my Discord. Talk to me directly about her. Tell me what you want to see tested when we do get a copy of her on the test server. Please remember to click that thumbs up button. Subscribe to my channel if you do enjoy my content. I will catch you all next time.